Live from Studio 125, this is the Q30 Newscast.
Good evening and welcome to the Q30 Newscast. I'm Carrie Golden.
And I'm Cullen Ronan.
We have breaking news. There is police action going on Bobcat Way. We will keep you up to date on that as we get more information in the newsroom.
We also have some breaking news out of student government.
An empty seat and silence marked the removal of SGA sophomore representative Helen Dong from office.
Helen is going to be removed from the Student Government Association at Quinnipiac. So I asked if you could please leave at this time.
A motion to impeach Dong was brought to SGA after she took down the Taiwanese flag during the International Business Dinner on October 28th. SGA formed an impeachment committee to investigate the matter.
Helen claimed the reason for taking the flag down was to protect Quinnipiac from international conflict between the U.S. and China.
In a meeting packed with people to support Dong, the committee revealed their findings and recommended that Dong be removed from office, but only after discussion from the general body. Dong prepared remarks to explain her side of the situation.
Presentation of China by only the Republic of China's flag held the potential to generate much controversy for attendees at an international event and ran the risk of offending students of the People's Republic of China.
This was not enough as the general body voted 27-11 that Dong be removed as a representative. Q30 spoke to Dong about her thoughts on the result.
My freshman year was a beautiful year because of SGA. I came from another country, the other side of the earth. SGA is my family. I used to be very, very proud to tell my friend back home how much SGA meant to me.
And you can watch the rest of that story online. Q30 live tweeted the SGA General Board meeting again tonight, so be sure to follow us on Twitter for all of the important details from tonight's meeting.
In other student government news, Executive Vice President and Provost Mark Thompson has given SGA $50,000 for student organizations to put towards conferences and competitions. SGA worked with Dr. Thompson as well as Vice President and Dean of Students Monique Drucker to get the funding. Only student organizations that have already applied for funding are eligible. SGA will allocate the funds next Tuesday, and this is a one-time offering.
With Veterans Day coming up, Quinnipiac Diagnostic Imaging Professor and decorated war veteran Robert Lombardo spoke at the Herald House on New Road about his time in the Vietnam War. Krista Delane has more on his miraculous story.
Robert Lombardo is a professor at Quinnipiac University and also a Vietnam War veteran. On Wednesday, students and faculty were welcome to attend an open discussion with Lombardo at the Herald House for Jewish Life to talk about his time as an Army medic. With only 8 weeks of medical training, at the age of 20, Lombardo was on the field.
Just before Christmas, I had my first tragic loss. We were hiking in the mountains and we got ambushed. I checked the casualties. The point man was dead. He was face up, his eyes were wide open. He took the blast of a grenade in his chest. It was my first.
One student organization held a unique fundraiser to help veterans around the country. John Welsh has the story.
The Brothers of Beta Theta Pi are selling bracelets to help veterans suffering from PTSD.
We're selling bracelets, which were designed by Nick Curry. He's a pledge, or new member, I should say, within our fraternity.
The table is meant to raise money and awareness about the need for service dogs for vets suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder. PTSD affects anywhere from 15 to 30% of veterans.
And the blue signifies PTSD, and the waters are for service dogs for men in action, so maybe like typically veterans or like men that were injured due to their service to our country.
Dogs are often used as a way to cope, as they provide emotional support, and in some cases are trained to handle situations a disabled owner can't. This is the first time the fraternity has tried a fundraiser for PTSD. The organization normally does cancer events, but wanted to change things.
What would people buy? Look, everyone loves dogs, and veterans are a big issue nowadays since people aren't necessarily caring for them or helping them, even though they're a huge part of our country because they're the ones protecting us. So we're just like, all right, we might as well combine the two and make it into one big rigmarole, I guess you could say.
John Welsh, Q30 Newscast.
The Department of Cultural and Global Engagement collaborated with the Department of Psychology to present training on supporting the transgender community. This event, held in the Student Center and facilitated by Professor Jay Palisha, is part of an Imagine in Action fall programming, which is designed to teach students and faculty more about social justice and inclusion.
Students were also aiming for social justice and inclusion during an event held by the Quinnipiac NAACP organization. The organization showed the movie Get Out and then welcomed discussion about the underlying themes of the film. The event was also a chance to celebrate Black Solidarity Day, a day to honor the voices of minorities.
I think the whole point of Black Solidarity Day is to show that Black voices and multicultural voices need to be heard in this country, and I hope that a lot of people get that from this event.
The NAACP is facing a decline in members across the country, so Quinnipiac's group is always looking for new members.
Quinnipiac's pride still runs deep through thousands of former Bobcats. From a tailgate party to class pictures, Christina Vitas gives us a look inside Quinnipiac's Alumni Weekend festivities.
This past weekend, Quinnipiac opened its 3 campuses to hundreds of alumni. The university's Alumni Weekend featured various events such as campus tours, open skate on York Hill, as well as a 7-for-7 Dean's Showcase, where a dean from each school spoke on the progress that the college or school has made over the years.
So they get a sense to do a little bit of community fun stuff, as well as learn a little bit about where the institution is today.
Alumni came from far and wide to take part in the festivities, and for some, the college in which they graduated from was not the university that they came back to.
When I started here in 1998, it was Quinnipiac College. Now it's Quinnipiac University, and we've become such an institution that should be known worldwide, and I'm proud to say that I'm a Quinnipiac alumni.
I hope all the students appreciate how beautiful this is, because we didn't really, when we were here, although we did not have the beautiful view we have.
The weekend was highlighted by a sold-out tailgate party that had a live band, class pictures, games, and much more. But alumni involvement doesn't end here.
And we're going to be doing a lot in career development as well throughout the year. We're rebuilding the website, so there'll be a new opportunity for people to do networking and mentoring and so forth. So there's going to be a lot of good opportunities for alumni to get involved.
Alumni Weekend may be over, but it's clear that once you're a Bobcat, you're always a Bobcat. For Q30 News, Christina Vitas.
Brooke Riley is joining us now from the quad. Brooke, we saw some flurries last night. How is the weather looking now?
Yes, there were flurries out here last night, and there's still some flurries coming on right now. It's freezing out here. I don't know if you could see my breath, but the wet weather's gone. The cold weather is unfortunately here to stay. I'll have all that and more later on in the forecast, but right now back to Carrie and Cullen at the desk.
Thanks, Brooke. When we come back, we have the results of the Hamden Town elections and an update on Quinnipiac's presidential search.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hello, and tonight on Sandwich News, we will determine what makes a good sandwich and a bad sandwich. First, the standard sandwich. Uninspired, and frankly, a little gross. But we have here a Ray and Mike sandwich, the Cadillac of sandwiches. And if you want one, well,
come on down to Ray and Mike's at 3030 Whitney Ave, Hamden, Connecticut. Open every day from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. QCash is accepted.
Now that's a sandwich.
Bobcat Breakdown, presented by the Quinnipiac Bobcat Sports Network.
We are your source for debate.
Did they make the playoffs last year, Tom Jenkins?
When it clicks, it clicks.
We dissect Quinnipiac athletics on a scale you've never seen before.
With Tobia, it almost looks like she's reaching a little bit.
Plus, we bring in the biggest names surrounding college sports.
We are live here at the Times Union Center with Jay Billis.
And of course, some comedy.
But you can only have so much arena food.
I think you're crazy.
Bobcat Breakdown.
Tuesdays at 9:30.
Whether you're on the quad, in your room,
or heading to class,
tune in to Q30 News.
For stories by student journalists you can trust.
We are covering the latest here on campus and in surrounding areas. Get the news you need to know every Wednesday night.
This is Sports Pause.
Are you concerned with the 0-2 start for this team?
Right here, top of the circle, again, rips it past the Jasper's goalie.
What will breaking the record mean for the program himself? I mean, 138 wins.
There's the tough shot. What a nice play by Mikey Dixon.
He's good in transition. Just a really dynamic scorer he can create for himself.
And now, Emma, it's time for the top 5 plays of the week.
Quinnipiac has been in the process of searching for a new president after last spring's announcement that President John Leahy will be retiring at the end of the school year. John McMahon caught up with some of the QU students to get their thoughts on who they want to lead the university next.
31 years ago, Quinnipiac University President John Leahy stepped on campus for his first day as president. Now, 3 decades and 2 additional campuses later, Leahy has decided to retire. Q30 caught up with students to hear their thoughts on his departure.
I think he's done a lot in the university for the past 31 years, and we've really grown as a university in the time that he's been president, and I think his successor has really big shoes to fill. So
I think that he was a good president while he was here, but if he's getting too old to fulfill his responsibilities, then maybe it's time for someone else.
I'm really sad about it. He was a great president, and I'm going to miss him so much, and especially the selfies.
Quinnipiac has created a new section on their website about finding Leahy's replacement. And with a new president comes new expectations to be met.
The main thing is the shuttle system is ridiculous, especially since we're supposedly paying more money for better shuttles, and they possibly got worse.
I hope to see the same ambition that John Leahy had and a lot of new things to come.
Although John Leahy's time as president is coming to an end, his legacy will live here forever at Quinnipiac. For Q30 News, I'm John McMahon.
While Quinnipiac searches for a new president, Hamden Town election results are in. Kurt Balzano Lang has been re-elected as mayor to serve another 2-year term. He swept in every district in Hamden. Vera Morrison, who ran unopposed, is town clerk. For council at large, Lauren Garrett, John DeRosa, Michael McGarry, and Barita Rowe Lewis. For councilwoman of each district, Jody Klaus, Harry Gagliardi Jr., Athena Gary, Eric Annis, Justin Farmer, Corey O'Brien, Michael Koliakovo, James Pascarella, and Brad McDowell. Those elected to serve a full term for the Board of Education are Walter Morton IV, Melissa Kaplan, who is also a professor at Quinnipiac University, Arthur Perez Cabello, and Melinda Lavelle Saller. Myron Hull is filling a Board of Education vacancy that has lasted for 2 years. Coming up next, are you going to need a winter jacket going out this weekend? Brooke Riley has your full forecast.
And do you have a lot to say? Christina has details on an update to your social media.
Coming up on #that, we talk about some fun events around Quinnipiac's campus.
And we talk about some weird news that's been discussed around Twitter.
All that and more, we are your source for Quinnipiac's entertainment news.
Whether you're on the quad, in your room,
or heading to class,
tune in to Q30 News.
For stories by student journalists you can trust.
We are covering the latest here on campus and in surrounding areas. Get the news you need to know every Wednesday night.
Hello, and tonight on Sandwich News, we will determine what makes a good sandwich and a bad sandwich. First, the standard sandwich. Uninspired, and frankly, a little gross. But we have here a Ray and Mike sandwich, the Cadillac of sandwiches. And if you want one, well,
come on down to Ray and Mike's at 3030 Whitney Ave, Hamden, Connecticut. Open every day from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. QCash is accepted.
now that's a sandwich.
With Thanksgiving just around the corner, Eliza Krasinski checked in with Quinnipiac students to see what they're thankful for in the second edition of our new series, Quinna-Thanks.
My favorite Thanksgiving food is probably my dad's homemade stuffing. It's been a tradition in my family forever. My papa used to make it, and now my dad makes it, so it's a hit in my family.
Ooh, my favorite Thanksgiving food is cranberry sauce.
My favorite Thanksgiving food would be cranberry sauce.
I like turkey, gravy, and stuffing. That's about it.
My favorite Thanksgiving food is mashed potatoes. It's one of those foods where you can just smash it into your face, and it's a great time.
My favorite Thanksgiving food is mashed potatoes.
I love mashed potatoes.
My favorite Thanksgiving food is mashed potatoes with gravy. Probably cranberry sauce. Ever too much sauce.
I did an all-nighter last year at the South Shore Plaza in Braintree, Mass, and it was so much fun, but the next day I ended up going back to the same place to buy a wallet, so I went twice and pulled an all-nighter, so I was really tired.
My best Black Friday experience is when I bought a $700 Coach bag for $45.
It's quite the experience. It's overwhelming, but it depends. It depends if my friends want to go, because it's not something I'll do alone.
You know, I've gone Black Friday shopping in the past and got a lot of angina from it, so we're going to see how this year goes.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely need to get some sweet deals and buy some stuff for my mom, so.
Oh yeah, huge Black Friday shopping guy.
Carrie, I cannot believe it is almost Thanksgiving. I love the cold weather, and that means it's almost peacoat season.
That's right, Colin. That November weather is certainly starting to set in, so we have Brooke Riley on the quad. Brooke, is the cold weather here to stay?
The cold weather does look like it's going to stick around. The warm weather's gone for the year. I'm disappointed, but right now I'm freezing out here. As you can see, I got my gloves out already. It's 31 degrees, partly cloudy skies. We even have a little flurries going on out here, but tomorrow the temperature is going to go up 20 degrees from what it is right now to 51, partly sunny, and tomorrow night we're going back down exactly how it is right now to 31 degrees. Let's look around the state of Connecticut. Currently, it is 35 degrees in Danbury, 34 in Torrington and Killingly, 38 in New Haven and New London, and 37 in Hartford. Looking at the week ahead, today we had a 47-degree day, partly cloudy skies. Tonight it's going to be 31. Tomorrow we'll have partly cloudy, partly sunny skies, 51 degrees, a low of 31. Friday, it's going to be quite the chilly day, 33 degrees. We do have sun, but at night it's going down to 19 degrees. That's freezing. So I know that there's a lot of semi-formals this weekend. Bring a jacket with you. It's going to be chilly. Saturday, 40 degrees with a low of 23. We do have some sunny skies, but not a good day to do stuff outside. Sunday we have 47 degrees, so it is a little warmer, still chilly though, partly cloudy skies with a low of 38. And Monday, our only day of rain, but the temperature is going back up into the 50s. We have a 50-degree day with a low of 41. And Tuesday, 51 degrees, partly cloudy skies with a low of 34. That's all I have for your weather forecast this week. Stay warm out there. Back to Carrie and Colin.
Thanks, Brooke. Well, Carrie and I have heard that there has been some big news in the entertainment world this week.
That's right, Cullen. A popular singing contest is making its way back to television, and a famous rapper is being put behind bars. Christina Vitas has all that information. Christina?
Thanks, guys. Well, one of the most popular social media platforms made a major change today. Twitter has doubled the number of characters per tweet from 140 to a whopping 280. This update was put into effect across the globe, with the exception of tweets posted in Chinese, Japanese, and Korean. According to Twitter, users tweeting in these languages are able to fit their posts within the original 140-character limit. So far, there has been mixed responses throughout the Twitter community on the update, but feel free to let us know what you think at Q30 News in, of course, 200 characters or less. The start date for the ABC revival of American Idol was just confirmed by the host himself, Ryan Seacrest, on Live with Kelly and Ryan. The 2-hour premiere will be on Sunday, March 11th, and the judges' table will include Lionel Richie, Katy Perry, and Luke Bryan. The iconic singing competition was off-air for a little less than 2 years, but Ben Sherwood, co-chairman of Disney Media Networks, said, quote, "America, get ready for a return of a bigger, bolder, and better than ever Idol," end quote. However, American Idol is not the only show getting a second chance. That's right, Netflix is teaming up with rapper, actor, and now executive producer Drake to revive Top Boy, a British crime drama that aired its last season back in 2013 in the UK. Drake is teaming up with Future as well as LeBron James's Spring Hill Entertainment. Top Boy is scheduled to be available for streamers by 2019. Drake and Future are also not the only rappers making headlines this week. Meek Mill is currently preparing to go behind bars for the second time. A judge in Philadelphia sentenced Mill to spend 2 to 4 years in state prison for violating his probation from 2008 for drug and weapon conviction. Jay-Z advocated for the rapper by saying, quote, "We will always stand by and support Meek Mill, both as he attempts to right his wrongful sentence and then returning to his musical career," end quote. Well, that is all the entertainment news I have for you guys for this week, but stick with us. We'll be right back with MJ's Sports Update.
Hello, and tonight on Sandwich News, we will determine what makes a good sandwich and a bad sandwich. First, the standard sandwich. Uninspired, and frankly, a little gross. But we have here a Ray and Mike sandwich, the Cadillac of sandwiches. And if you want one, well,
come on down to Ray and Mike's at 3030 Whitney Ave, Hamden, Connecticut. Open every day from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. QCash is accepted.
Now that's a sandwich.
This is Sports Pause.
Are you concerned with the 0-2 start for this team?
Right here, top of the circle, again, rips it past the Jasper goalie.
What will breaking the record mean for the program himself? I mean, 138 wins.
There's the tough shot. What a nice play by Mikey Dixon.
He's good in transition. Just a really dynamic scorer he can create for himself.
And now, Emma, it's time for the top 5 plays of the week.
Coming up on #that, we talk about some fun events around Quinnipiac's campus.
And we talk about some weird news that's been discussed around Twitter.
All that and more, we are your source for Quinnipiac's entertainment news.
Welcome to the WQAQ Morning Show. Dan Ball and Emma Spagnolo joining you here from the QAQ studios in Hamden. And Emma, it is that time of year again.
Well, Carrie, it has certainly been a busy week for Quinnipiac sports.
The men's and women's ice hockey team had a tough weekend in their newly named rink. We have MJ Baird here. MJ, what do you have for us?
Colin, Kerry, thank you. You heard Brooke with the weather. We may have seen some snow here at Quinnipiac last night, but that doesn't mean fall sports are forgotten. In fact, 2 outdoor fall sports are in the playoffs. Rugby and men's soccer. Becky Carlson's women's rugby team is gearing up for an NIRA quarterfinal matchup on Saturday against Norwich. Quinnipiac is seeded number 2 behind only Dartmouth, and the Bobcats beat the Cadets 52-7 here in Hamden back in September. Eric DaCosta and his men's soccer team traveled to Manhattan on Sunday for the MAC quarterfinals. The Bobcats are playing without their star forward, Eamon Whalen, in this one. We'll take you to the first half of action. Quinnipiac's Matt Taylor in the box, picks up the ball off his chest and into the back of the net. Do the Bobcats have a 1-0 lead? No, offsides the call by the official. Nothing else goes the rest of the first half. But here in the 75th minute, the second half, Max Rothenbeeker into the box. Look at those moves from Will Kastari. His leg is over his head. I don't even think I can get mine that high. He puts the Bobcats on the board. And really, that's all they'll need. Manhattan tries to push at the end, but they can't. Quinnipiac goes on to win 1-0. They'll face Fairfield on Thursday in the MAC semifinals. Switching gears now to the winter teams, it was a tough weekend for Quinnipiac hockey as both the men's and women's teams were swept in their respective series. The men's team lost on Friday 2-1 against Cornell, despite what Rand Pecknold called a poor effort. On Saturday, the team took the ice again looking to avenge the loss on Friday, but the Colgate Raiders caught the Bobcats off guard. Colgate scored 2 goals in the first period en route to a 4-1 victory over Quinnipiac at the newly named Frank Perotti Jr. Arena here in Hamden. Quinnipiac men's hockey opened 0-2 in conference play for the first time since joining the ECAC back in 2005. I caught up with the team on Monday to reflect on the weekend. Here's what they think needs to improve.
Just attention to detail. I think we're working hard. We just have to pay attention to all the details that we focus on during the week. I think when we do that, good things will happen.
You know, we got some guys that are fighting a little bit right now, and they'll make a mistake on one shift, and then they're done for the whole game. And we got to have a little more mental toughness. That hey, I made a mistake. I got to move on. I can still be great.
Head coach Cassandra Turner and the women's hockey team also faced Cornell and Colgate, and while they received the same fate. The Big Reds scored the first 3 goals of the game in the second period. Sophomore goaltender Abby Ives was pulled after this and didn't even start on Saturday. Instead, it was freshman Allison Small between the pipes. The change didn't spark anything offensively as the Bobcats netted only 1 goal, and the Raiders scored the first 4 goals of the game, and the Bobcats couldn't keep up. The final score was 4-1. Colin and Carrie, you heard me harp on ice hockey, all sports segment here, but our basketball fans, well, the wait ends now. Quinnipiac men's basketball opens its season on Saturday against Dartmouth at Lender Court. I'll be there to see new men's basketball head coach Baker Dunleavy in action, but I don't know about you guys.
Well, Colin, MJ, I'm certainly a basketball fan. I'm not really a hockey fan, but I am definitely looking forward to both the men's and women's teams play at Lender Court this season.
This is a really exciting time of year for all Bobcat sports fans, and I'm excited to see Baker Dunleavy's squad strap up and play their first game. So it should be entertaining, that's for sure.
I agree, Colin.
And on Sunday, Quinnipiac students found themselves playing basketball for another reason.
That's right, Colin. It was for a special member of the Quinnipiac community. Let's take a look. To the average person, this is just a basketball game. But for Quinnipiac University senior Gabby Buckman, it is so much more.
We've known Gabby since our freshman year, so we wanted to find a way to give back to her in the best way possible.
Gabby Buckman has been diagnosed with 2 types of malignant brain cancer. She is currently fighting her battle through treatments and radiation, which caused the brothers of Delta Tau Delta and the QU men's basketball team to jump to action by creating a basketball tournament to raise money for her.
We jumped right on it. She's an inspiration to all of us every day, not only on the court but off the court, so there was no hesitation in coming to help out.
With the help of the brothers of Delta Tau Delta and the Quinnipiac men's basketball team, they raised around $7,000 to go towards Gabby and her treatments.
It makes me feel awesome, and especially just because it is for Gabby and it's for her family, and in the grand scheme of things, this is such a small thing that we're doing.
Gabby was in attendance at the event and said, going through something like this, you realize how many people are there for you and care about you, and it's a great feeling. The response of students wanting to support her helps push her through her battle.
With this event, I really want to give back to her as much as possible, along with the rest of us, along with the men's basketball team too. And this is something we just want the whole Quinnipiac community to be a part of, because without us, there would be no event.
Gabby's family has also created a GoFundMe page to help raise more money to cover for her mounting medical costs. Reporting from the Quinnipiac Athletic Center, Carrie Golden, Q30 News. It's such a great story, Colin, about Gabby Buckman. You love to see students coming together to support each other like this.
Absolutely. Well, that's all we have for this week. Be sure to stay up to date with all the latest news by visiting our website at q30tv.com and follow us on Twitter at Q30 Television and Q30 News.
For all of us here at Q30, thank you for tuning into tonight's newscast.
Good night, Quinnipiac.